Attention passionate Dallas, COWBOYSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Dallas, COWBOYSFANS. Let's get to the news, all right, folks. Let's dive into what's been happening lately with America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Now, if you've been following the NFL this season, you already know that the NFC East has been a hotbed of drama, surprises, and strategic shifts. But what's really catching everyone's attention right now is how recent developments could reshape the division and, more importantly, how it could influence Dallas's quest for another Super Bowl appearance. The Cowboys, as always, are at the center of this storm, and it's fascinating to see how everything is unfolding. First, let's talk about the current state of the team. The Cowboys have been building a formidable roster over the past few seasons, especially on the defensive side. We've seen the emergence of their young stars like Micah Parsons, who's been turning heads with his insane pass-rushing skills. Parsons isn't just a rising star, he's quickly becoming one of the most disruptive defenders in the league. And when you pair him with veterans like DeMarcus Lawrence and a solid secondary, Dallas's defense is shaping up to be one of the toughest in the league. But it's not just about defense. Offensively, Dak Prescott continues to be a leader, showing resilience and consistency even through some injury setbacks. The offensive line has been solid, and the receiving core with CeeDee Lamb leading the charge has shown flashes of brilliance. Now, looking at the bigger picture, the Cowboys management has been making strategic moves, not just in drafting but also in free agency and trades. They're clearly aiming to keep the team competitive and ready for the playoff push. There's a buzz among fans and analysts that this could be the year they finally break through to the Super Bowl, especially with how the NFC has been shaping up. But as always, the NFL is unpredictable and rival teams are not standing still. This brings us to the recent developments involving other teams in the division, particularly the Atlanta Falcons. Yes, the Falcons. Now, at first glance, you might wonder, what do the Falcons have to do with the Cowboys? Well, everything, because the Falcons have been making some interesting moves that could shake up the NFC South and indirectly the NFC as a whole. They've been aggressively upgrading their offense, bringing in new talents, and developing a game plan that's more aggressive and balanced. It's no secret that Atlanta has been aiming to return to playoff contention after a few challenging seasons. Their recent performances have shown signs of improvement, and if they can sustain this momentum, they could become a real thorn in the side of NFC contenders, including Dallas. But what about the division rivals like the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants? Well, folks, the Eagles have been one of the most impressive teams so far. Their quarterback Jalen Hurts has been playing at an MVP level, and their defense continues to be a nightmare for offenses. The Giants, on the other hand, have been showing resilience, with Daniel Jones leading a more disciplined attack. The NFC East is shaping up to be a fierce battleground, and every game will count in the race for the playoffs. Now back to the Cowboys, the organization has been working tirelessly behind the scenes. The coaching staff, led by Mike McCarthy, has been refining their strategies, focusing on exploiting opponents' weaknesses and maximizing their playmakers' talents. The offensive scheme is evolving, and there's a sense of confidence in the locker room. Players like Tony Pollard, who's been a dynamic force in the backfield, and CeeDee Lamb, who's blossoming into a true number one receiver, are critical pieces for the team's success. The offensive line, often a concern in past seasons, has shown resilience and adaptability, which is crucial for Prescott's protection and the overall rhythm of the offense. But what about the defense? As I mentioned earlier, Micah Parsons is a game changer. His ability to pressure quarterbacks and disrupt plays is unmatched. The Cowboys have also invested in their secondary, adding new pieces and developing young talent. The team's pass rush is among the best in the league, and their run defense has been stout, making them a nightmare for opposing offenses. All these elements come together to form a team that's not just competitive but dangerous, especially when they're firing on all cylinders. Looking ahead, the Cowboys have some big games on the horizon. They'll need to be at their best to secure playoff positioning and hopefully a deep run. Their schedule is tough, with matchups against divisional rivals and key NFC contenders. But if they can leverage their strengths, stay healthy, and maintain their focus, there's no reason to believe they can't make a serious push. The coaching staff's game planning and the players' execution will be crucial in these upcoming weeks. Now, let's talk about some key players to watch. Besides the already mentioned stars, don't forget about players like Trevon Diggs, who's been a ball-hawking cornerback, and the versatile linebacker Leighton Vander Esch. Their contributions are vital in anchoring the defense. On offense, keep an eye on Tony Pollard, who's proven to be more than just a backup. He's their explosive weapon. Prescott's health and decision-making will be instrumental, especially in high-pressure situations. And of course, the offensive line's ability to protect and create running lanes will be the foundation for any success. But what really excites fans right now is the possibility of a division shift. The NFC East has historically been one of the most competitive divisions in the league, filled with rivalries and memorable moments. This season, it feels like we're witnessing a new chapter, with the Cowboys poised to make a serious statement. The recent moves, the performances, and the overall team chemistry point towards a team that's ready to contend at the highest level. And if they can stay healthy and execute under pressure, a deep playoff run is not just a dream, it's a real possibility. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. As we look at the bigger picture, it's impossible not to consider the history and the legacy of the Dallas Cowboys. From their legendary Super Bowl victories to their iconic players like Roger Staubach, Emmitt Smith, and Troy Aikman, the team has always been about excellence, resilience, and a relentless pursuit of greatness. That's the mindset they're channeling now, fueled by a passionate fan base that's hungry for another championship. The Cowboys have weathered tough seasons, injuries, and doubts, but they always seem to find a way to bounce back stronger. In recent years, the team has been building towards this moment. Drafting smart, developing young talent, and making strategic moves in free agency are all part of a bigger plan. The arrival of new players and the development of existing ones show that this organization is not content with just making the playoffs. They want to go all the way. And that's what makes this season so intriguing. The pieces are falling into place and the team's chemistry looks better than ever. We've also seen the NFC landscape shift quite a bit. The Philadelphia Eagles, as I mentioned, are contenders, but there's always a question mark about sustainability. Can Jalen Hurts keep up this level of performance? Will their defense hold up under pressure? The Giants are still trying to find consistency, but they have made significant strides. Meanwhile, the San Francisco 49ers, the reigning NFC champions, remain a powerhouse. But the Cowboys are right there, ready to challenge, ready to take the crown if everything aligns. The coaching staff's approach is also worth noting. Mike McCarthy, despite some criticisms in the past, has been methodical and strategic this season. His ability to adapt game plans based on opponent tendencies has been a key factor in recent victories. The team's culture of resilience and accountability is evident, and players are buying into that mindset. The front office's focus on analytics and player development shows that the Cowboys are aiming for sustained success rather than just a flash in the pan. And let's not forget the fans. Oh, the Dallas Cowboys fan base is one of the most passionate and loyal in all of sports. Their energy, their chants, their unwavering support, it's what fuels the team. The AT&T Stadium has been electric this season with sold-out crowds, and that home field advantage can be a real boost, especially in crucial playoff games. The Cowboys' ability to perform under pressure in front of their home crowd has often been a defining factor in their postseason runs. Looking at the bigger NFL picture, the league is more competitive than ever. The parity across the league means that no team is truly safe, but that's what makes the Cowboys' potential rise so exciting. They are a team with a rich history, a roster full of talent, and a coaching staff that's proven to be adaptable. If they stay healthy and execute their game plan, they're not just aiming for the playoffs, they're aiming for the top. So as we move forward into this critical stretch of the season, keep your eyes peeled. Every game, every play, every decision could be the difference between an early exit and a deep run that could end in another Super Bowl victory. The NFC East is shaping up to be one of the most exciting divisions in recent memory, and the Dallas Cowboys are right in the thick of it, hungry for greatness. The narrative is being written day by day, and I promise you the best is yet to come. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. Do you believe this is their year? Which players are you most excited about? And how do you see the division shaping up in the coming weeks? Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. We're in this together, and the journey to another Super Bowl is far from over. Thanks for being here, and as always, go Cowboys.